Hello, welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'm going to talk about teething soothers. So if you have a baby that is currently teething and they're just crazy and they're crying and they need to be soothed and you're looking for something to soothe them, I know you're going to probably find a lot of products at stores, or there's going to be some videos that are going to explain to you what these mothers use for their kids, and I'm going to do the same thing. So I'm going to show you what worked for me. I didn't do any of the Oragels or anything like that. I opted for a more natural soother. So what the first one that I used to use is these washcloths here. They're just like the little square ones. You can get these at any store, so like a Target, a Walmart, a Ross, Marshall. So any store you can find these, and they come in packs of, and they're like $3.99 at Ross. So you get some of these, you fold them in fours like this, and then you soak them with drinking water. So I used to soak them with drinking water, put them in Ziploc bags, and pop them in the freezer. So then when my babies used to get really fussy because of their teeth, because they were teething, I would just give them a cloth like this, and they would just suck on it. And the coldness of the cloth will numb their gums and make them feel a lot better. Now, these are great because, again, it numbs them. It's just water. They're just sucking on cloth. Also, they're easy to hold for them, so they can put the little hands and just hold it. The only thing about these things is that it is cold. It is freezing cold, and when they grab it, their little hands get really cold and they don't want to hold it for too long. So they'll, it's soothing. However, it's hurting their little hands because they're holding on to this cold cloth. But it completely works. Sorry, I had this hair on my face or mouth. But it completely works. I mean, this is the easiest thing. I love this. Another thing that I used that I thought, okay, maybe I can do something different. So I went and bought these popsicle makers. So I got these at IKEA, but I know you can find them at like any other store, like a Target or maybe a supermarket. And they just look like this. They come in a pack of 6 at IKEA, and they come with this little holder. So what I used to do with this one is I used to put either breast milk, regular milk, formula, whatever kind of milk I had. I didn't do juice, but any kind of milk, and then just put the little thing here, put it in the freezer, and every time they were like fussy or what have you, I would pop one and just give it to them. Now, these are a little bigger, as you can see, because it fills the whole thing. They're a little bigger, but they really like this one because it's milk. They're essentially just chewing on milk. They're, they're feeding themselves, but they're also soothing their gums. So they're numbing their gums with the eyes. The only thing too is that this thing here is not a big, I mean, they have little hands so they can hold it, but it starts to get heavy, but it works. You would have to probably hold it for them so they can chew on it. But this is really good. They really like this one. So again, it's very easy to use. You just put any kind of drink that you want here. I used milk, and then you just kind of pop this little thing. They come in 6, and you just pop them out when they're ready to drink their milk. Helps them a lot. And also because of the shape of this, they get to the back molars here because of course the teeth that first come out are the bottom ones and then the top ones, and those are easier, right? But when the back one starts to come in, if you have those round ones, those round teethers that have like the water or the gel inside, it's hard for them to get them inside because they're round, so they get like they can only get to the front. So for the front, they're perfect, but for the back, you need something more pointy like this, so they can get that to the back and just kind of chew on it. So I have this one. Another thing that I used was these little babies here, and we all seen these. You can get these at Target, Walmart, Baby Bye Bye, any of the stores. They come in packs of 2s. They look like this. They close like this, right? And they look like pacifiers. So what I used to do also, just to kind of change it up for them, is I used to put fruit in here. So bananas, strawberries, oranges, blueberries, any type of fruit, and then I used to cut it and put it in the freezer. So I used to, since they come a pack of 2, put those 2 in a Ziploc bag and then pop in the freezer. And they love these because once the fruit gets really hard, and they're able to just kind of chew on it and scratch their gums, and also because this is meshy, it's mesh, it helps with scratching their gums, and they love this. They just kind of chew on this forever, and this is easier to hold because it has this ring here, and they just grab it and they chew on it, and they love this one. Again, you're just putting fruit in here, you frozen fruit, and then they chew on it, and that again scratches their gums and numbs their gums because it's ice, so it's cold, they numb, and they're not like this when they're holding it, like their little hands get really cold. Here you have this, and then just kind of hold on to it, and then they chew on it. So I do recommend this one. Another thing that I used was this one, this little baby here, and I got this at Target. Now, I like this one because it's just like a toy, right? But these little, I don't even know what it is, like a little brush thing. I don't know how to call this, but this helps them to, you know, scratch their gums as well, and they can reach to the back. So again, for the front is all good, but it also helps them for the back. Now, what I really liked about this one, and what I noticed both my kids liked, is this topper one here. This one doesn't work anymore because it's pretty old. But when they used to bite down on this thing here vibrates. And that vibration helps with like scratching their gums. And they used to love to just kind of chew on this and kind of vibrate, you know, just the vibrating sensation. And of course, biting on these. So these, they can get a little bit more back, whereas this one was more for the front teeth. So if they're, you know, barely teething, they may like this one because it's also kind of rough. So if you can see that it's rough, but it also, when they, and it's not hard. So then when they bite down on this, they feel the vibration, and that helps with their gums. So it kind of scratches them, but also keeps their mind off of it because now they're like concentrating on the vibration. They use a method like that. At the children's hospital, what they do has nothing to do with this, but what they use a vibration device to put on the babies when they're gonna put in their IVs or draw blood, so that they don't feel the pain. I will assume, this is just my assumption, that this probably works the same way, where like they get distracted from like the pain or the itchiness or what have you by biting down on this, and they like that. And it also comes, so it's dual, so it's this one for the front, and then this one for all like the teeth that like to bite that. So again, I got this one at Target, so you can find it at Target. They have other characters in this one, but I do like this one. And it has it's battery operated, so you know, if the battery dies, you can just, this one, we changed the battery a couple times, and this just doesn't work, but you know, you do like a AAA battery, you're good to go. Another thing that I used, and I've seen this used a lot, I used it with both my kids, was Sophie the giraffe. This one's old and it's beat up, but they like chewing on this thing. And the reason why this thing is good is because when they chew on the legs, Sophie's legs, they can get all the way back there and scratch their gums in the back when they're teething from back there. Where other things, like maybe this one could probably not get that, you know, back into their mouth. But Sophie can help with that. So these are like $15.99. I mean, and they're also like a little toy. But yes, they love chewing on these legs. It's not textured or anything, but they love chewing on them. They also like chewing on like their ears or what have you. So I've had 2 of these. Kids love this thing because it makes noise, but also because they can chew on the legs and scratch the back of their mouth or their gums or whatever. And then the front, it's dual, also like this one. So they chew on the ears or the mouth or what have you, and then this one's good. Last but definitely not least is this little banana here. Now, I like this banana because, just like Sophie, they can use this here to get to the back of their mouth to kind of scratch their gums in the back. And then this one here they can also do, but they love chewing on this because it's like a toothbrush. It's like a little banana toothbrush. And then, you know, they can scratch their gums with this. So they love chewing, and it's really soft. It's hard, but it's soft. So again, this one here, you know, fits in their mouth, and then it's very easy to hold. So they like to hold this one and just kind of chew on it. And it helps a lot. You know, they really, really like this one. Between these 2, they love these. These are like the dry ones that you don't have to put in the freezer. You just have to, you put them in your bag, and then you just give it to them when they're ready or when they're fussy or what have you. As well as this one. So this one's like a toy. You know, these 3 are the dry ones. So you just put them in your bags and then you're ready to go. These 3 here, you obviously can't put them in your bags because they will melt. Well, this one, if you put just a regular fruit, I don't know that you can put it in your bag because it's fruit and you probably have to cut it. But as a snack, perfect. But these 3 are wet. So this one you do with water, put it in the freezer, in a pack, in the Ziploc. This one you can put, you can even do juice if you give your child juice. I didn't give my children juice until they were older, but I did milk, any kind of milk. And again, it's pointy, so they can get to the back. I know their mouths are really, really small, And also it's a little harder to use, but it does work. So you can hold it for them and then try to help them. But this one's easier. The only thing with this one that I will say is that it's harder to clean. So, you know, you just kind of have to get in there and make sure you get all the gunk that gets on here. What I recommend is as soon as they're done using it, you wash it right away so that can go away. But it's kind of hard to get the gunk from in here. And sometimes it just gets stuck on this thing. But they do like this one, again, because it's a pacifier. It closes like this. It's hard for them to open it, and they love this. They just hold it and they chew it for days. So that's all I have. I mean, I highly recommend every single one of these products, but if I had to choose one, okay, well, maybe I could choose two. It would be this one, a wet one, and a dry one. Because I know that they had a lot more use of these. Yeah, they love this one. I mean, they really, really did. But I think because this one, you can only get so far. And with Sophie, you can use this to get all the way back there. So they like this one and this one. But I do recommend all of them. Again, I didn't go for like Orajel or anything like that, any numbing cream, because I didn't want to take any chances. So I opted for this, and these worked for me. Yes, some babies will be very fussy when they're teething. I was lucky enough that my babies weren't that fussy, but I was prepared, you know. So I highly recommend any of these things that you want to use, any trinkets. This one's the easiest because I'm sure everybody has a washcloth at home and you can just put water and pop it in the freezer. But any of these work fantastic. They're great. So yeah, that's all I have for this video. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you have any comments in regards to this video or have any questions in regards to any of these products, please leave them in the comment below. I will leave more information in regards to these products, and maybe I'll find some links. But I'm sure we've seen all these at like a Target or what have you. So I guess that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching, and for those who have subscribed to my channel, I thank you. I can't thank you enough. And I'll see you in the next video. Thank you for watching. Bye.